Hi there, today I'm going to share with you a story, a business story with a moral and a very, very important lesson. I guess that's what a moral is for you and your business. Okay, so what about this story? Well, I want to paint a bit of a picture here. Now, I've been in Auckland since the beginning of January. I started my business just a few months ago. It took me a little while to work out what I was doing. And during that time, I was having a coffee with a lot of people I've met at networking events. And I had a coffee with a guy who runs a technology business. And he was really, really struggling to develop his business further. Now, the interesting thing is that he had originally started doing one service, was continuing to do that, but had added something else and was putting a lot more of his effort into that particular service. The funny thing is that the market he was selling to is exactly the same. So it was effectively an add-on service from the original one that he was selling. And for whatever reason, he thought that this new service needed a different marketing or different sales approach. So he completely and totally changed the way he goes about promoting and marketing this new service, whilst completely and totally overlooking the fact that what got him clients in the first place would more than likely work if he decided to use the same tools and techniques to get new clients for his new service. Even worse is that he wasn't even selling the new service to his existing customers, many of whom could have and maybe would have bought the new service had they been informed about it. So there's two things going on here. And this is where the lesson comes in. If you sell into a market and you add an additional service in or product into that market, chances are good that the techniques, tools, marketing strategies that you use to promote your first service or product will work for the second one. But he hadn't even tried it, this guy. He just decided that because it was new, at least for him, he needed a whole different marketing approach. And I think to some extent he got it completely and totally, well, in fact, I told him he got it completely and totally wrong. I told him to go back to the drawing board and just do more of what he did to get his original customers, but with the new service. Now, I also told him that he definitely needs to be marketing to his existing customers. Now, I've covered this elsewhere in videos, and I will put a link below, simply because you need to be marketing to your existing customers. It's the easy, low-hanging fruit. If they bought from you once, they're highly likely to buy from you again if you present something to them in a favourable way. So the two key lessons are, and I hope you really can get to grips with this, if you're selling into the same market but you add services and products, use the same marketing techniques but with the new product or service. Because what worked in the past, particularly with your target market, is highly likely to work again unless this new thing is completely and totally vastly different to what it is you've done in the past. But even then, I would still try what worked in the past. It's highly likely that if you were successful getting customers in the first place with your old service, chances are good similar or the same techniques will work with the new ones. Same thing with selling to existing customers. If you're adding something, sell to them. Don't neglect the people who already buy from you simply because they've already bought from you. It doesn't mean that they won't buy the new things. So today's lesson really, and it is a bit of a short one, is don't neglect what's worked in the past. Just because you may be doing something new, lean on what has worked and do more of it. And if it proves to be successful, scale it up. Just scale it up. Okay, but whatever you do, don't forget where you came from and what worked. It's all about communication. It's all about reaching your target market, your audience, with the right boast, brag or broadcast using the right channels. That will never change. So what's worked in the past is highly likely to continue working. And if you know that it definitely has stopped working, then you need to rethink. But whatever you do, if you introduce something new, try the same techniques. Don't reinvent anything just because what's in your head is new. Doesn't mean the marketing approach has to be new as well.